Oh yeah, this is a welcoming party by Echoing Cascade. When humanity first took to the stars, they expected solitude, hardship, and death. What they got instead was a welcome wagon from over 50 alien species. They all approached the first human explorer to use an FTL-capable ship like a favorite son returning home safe and sound from war, victorious and clad in honors. This surprised the human expedition, to say the least, but the fact every ambassador was also a high priest of their people confused them more. The Roland ambassador explained that every sentient race had their own unique god. He, she, or it can create small miracles for their true believers, but their main role is to speak on behalf of their people to the pillars of creation, the greater gods. When asked who was the god of the humans, Captain Donovan Kaiser, leader of the human expedition, scratched his head and answered, "Well, we have several, but nowadays very few actually follow their teachings or even worship them." The high priests present were dumbfounded. These people worship no god. That made no sense to them. Captain Kaiser expected problems from this, but to his relief, the race's shock passed quickly, and they offered aid, technology, and resources to help them take a place alongside them. They offered this for fair trade. They were all kind. Too kind, thought Captain Kaiser. From the files that they had shared, they aren't that different from the humans in their practices. The more warlike species should have attacked us, seeing us as worthy opponents due to our classification as Deathworlders. Captain Kaiser was sitting alone in his ready room, wondering, not for the first time, what he was missing. Half the species that welcomed us and offered trade are known for their predatory business deals. Yet the suits back home all agree that the rates are fair. Hell, they're better than what they offer their own people. He didn't want to do this, but he had little choice. The people back home had found no rhyme or reason to this kindness, and it was making everyone nervous. He called the high priest Noe, the Roland ambassador, to ask her directly. She had been the one to talk for the coalition of species that had welcomed them. How the hell am I to approach this? Too timidly and I get nothing. Too rough and worst case scenario, humanity is done for. No pressure. Captain Kaiser opted for frankness. He simply asked, "What's with all the kindness?" He expected outrage, sadness, or rage from the ambassador, yet the reaction he received was fear. She explained that when a probe caught sight of humanity, the news was spread throughout the known species, and they all did what this sort of occasion warranted. Captain Kaiser, prepare a welcome committee? Priestess Noe looked awkwardly at the captain, which, coming from an 8-foot-tall humanoid lizard with a cobra-like head, was odd. We prayed to our gods to see if the greater god would favor us in conflict with humanity. Captain Kaiser, quite angry now. You asked if your gods would help attack us? The 8 feet tall priestess recoiled, hands in a defensive position. No, not war. Just conflict, like trade. And maybe a little war. Captain Kaiser was not more curious than angry. She could literally crush him with her bare hands, yet she now looked terrified. So what did your gods say? She looked a little more calm as she recounted the answers they received. The god of war and destruction would take no sides. This is a good omen. He only chose a side when a particularly psychopathic race went to war. The god of death and decay would also take no side. Again, he only acted when a genocidal species took the field, so it was expected. Nothing alarming so far, thought Captain Kaiser. The god of life and plenty abstained as well. This was worrisome, since usually she would help a new species But the fact of the god of civilization and innovation would remain neutral shocked us. Why? She always aids newcomers. Always. She looked reluctant to continue. She was shaking now. Captain Kaiser urged her on. And then what happened? Every high priest and priestess, every man and woman of the cloth, every sentient who ever prayed to a god received an oracle from the god of chaos. Captain Kaiser had heard of the other four. They were the ones who would be called the most influential gods. Their favor would turn tides of war or crumble empires. Who is she? She reigns over chance and randomness. Lady Luck. At this, Priestess nearly jumped out of her skin. What did she say? Priestess Noe looked him in the eyes for the first time since the meeting had begun. I don't like your odds.